Hello friends, how are you? So today we are going to discuss about accessing S3 with AWS IAM role. So in this lab we are going to discuss about how you are going to create your IAM role for the EC2 instance access the S3 bucket, right? So for that we have to first create an IAM role and attach policy to it for EC2 instance. Okay, so now we have to navigate into the IAM, right? And here we have to select the roles, and in the roles we have the button create role, and in the create role we are going to select service AWS service in the select trusted entity, and in the use case we are going to select EC2 because we are going to provide EC2 instance permission to access the S3, right? So now I have just putting the next, and in the next I am going to select ready, no, read, yeah, which one read? S3. So yeah, we have the Amazon S3 read-only access which I am going to provide to the EC2 instance. You also can provide the complete, I can say, access for the S3 bucket to the EC2 instance, but right now I am to be specific because I want to read files from the S3 bucket, and here it's required the name of the role. So for here I am going to provide the role EC2 role, right? And it's not want to be any space, so I have just removed it. All right, now all that required things we have, so now leave the by default all the permissions, right? Now we have created the role EC2 role, right? Okay, now we have to create EC2 instance, right? So for that I have just searched EC2 instance and I have just selected it. Now you will see this launch instance button, or you also can do click on the instances where if there any instance is exists, so it will show here. So you will see I have created one instance earlier and terminated it. So now I am going to create new instance, right? So the instance name I am going to provide S3 EC2 server because it's going to access the S3 file through the EC2 server, and the image will be the Amazon Linux 2023 kernel 6.1 AMI by default because it is provided by free tier eligibility. Previously the Linux 2 is working, but that is deprecated. Now the AWS using the Linux 2023. Okay, and here I have just choose the architecture 64-bit with XAX, and I am going to choose T2, or if you see on the T3.micro, so there's a family of T3 where we have two CPUs and 1 GB memory, right? But I don't want this. I am going to save my money, so I'm going to choose T2.micro where I have just used one CPU and the 1 GB memory. It will sufficient for this task, right? So now just go through the create new key pair. So I'm going to create new key pair with the name of ng key. it will require or use when you want to access through the SSH this instance by local. Okay, at that time this PEM file will require and also require if you want to access through the third-party system on a cloud. So yeah, we will talk about it later in detail about this key, but we have created our new key for this EC2 instance with the PEM file. So when you like a click here, so it will automatically download it on your local system, and also by default it's selected the ng key. If you don't want to create any access for this instance, right, by any authentications for this, so you can proceed without a key if you want, but for now I have just created to show you how and why we are using it. Okay, and now we have created successfully, so now we have to check, okay, key pair is done, network, yeah, by default VPC we have, and firewall is okay as of now, and I am going to with advanced detail. And in the advanced detail, if you see, I have created earlier the EC2 role, so I have just selected it. Okay, now check is there anything is remaining. So I believe so we don't have to create anything. And one more thing, I'm just looking into it. If it is there exist, then I will check. But yeah, from now I haven't seen that, so just ignore it. Now I am going to select, right, to launch my instance. So it's going to be created, and let it be launched it, right? So your instance are now launching, and if you go on the instances and refresh this, then you will see the status of pending right now. Okay, so when it's the status going to be running, then I will go into the instance and try to connect. Okay, so for now let's see the S3 because we want to access the S3 bucket. So I'm just going to create one S3 bucket and will create some file on it. Okay, so let it be open, and yeah, it's open. Now I'm going to create the bucket, and the bucket is a journal. I'm going to create the name of this bucket, ng EC2 and 2025, right? It should be a unique one, okay, in your AWS, right? So complete all over the world, the bucket name should be unique when you are going to create. Okay, for now I have just put the disable and not want to be also accessed by the publicly, right? And I don't want to be tagged, not these things, so I'm just going to be create a bucket, right? Now we have the bucket, so just going to see my EC2 instance, is it created or not. So I am going to instances, and I believe it will show the running. Yeah, so now I am going to access my instance, and I have the connect button, and here you will see I am going to connect using public IP and with the username EC2 user. So I have just going to click the connect. So I believe so it will going to be connect. Let it be connected. Hmm. Now it will connect. All right. just make it clear. Hmm. For now, root user, I just want to put the command, yeah, sudo su. This command shows you want to work as a super user, right? To access the more into the Linux, right? So now I have just pasted the AWS S3, that means service, and the ls means to list down the complete buckets whichever available in the S3. So now you will see I have this bucket, right? So now we need to create a new text file and upload it to the bucket via AWS CLI, where we are showing to we are able to put the file into the S3 or not. So I am going to uh, use the command, just wait a second. Yeah, so the AWS S3, like a service, we want to move this text file to a bucket. So what should be our bucket? The bucket is ng dash ec2 dash 2025. So this is the our bucket, and if you see, I am not able to calling the put, right? Because of that, I have not providing the permission put to my EC2 instance. So let's go onto IAM role, right? As per requirement, I am going to update my role. So you will see if you have any error regarding the role. So how you are going to provide the role. So this is the way, right? So I have ng, nope, what will be the name, the role. Okay, let me check. Do I have know the name? Because I think I am not remember that. So let it be last activity. What will be the last? I think it will not here. So yeah, we have the EC2 instance where we have provided some role to my instance. So I have just validating it. So do we have here key name? We have the security. We have the manage operations. Yeah. So role will not here. So now I'm checking. Yeah, EC2 role. All right. So I have uh, EC2 role. Yeah. So I am going into the role, and I need to add some permissions. So here I have just tried to add, right? So S3 full. What I have put S3 now, S3 full. Yeah. So let's try to add it. Am I able to? Yeah. So I have just added it, right? And just try now. Are we still able to do it? No. I think I need to refresh it. So let me refresh it. Let me complete it, then I will come to you. So now you see it's going to be moved, right? Let me clear this. Okay. So now next we have to check, is it our moved file exists in the S3 bucket or not. So I'm going to on my S3 bucket to validate it. I believe we have the bucket. Yep. Now I'm going in this bucket, or yeah. So we have text.txt file which I have just created. right? Let's make some create new files there as well. So here is the two new files I have just created with the touch command, and one by one I am going to move into my bucket. Okay, so first one is the new. Yep, successfully I have moved it. And second one is smile. Yep, so this one also moved. Now if you go in the S3 bucket and refresh it, so you will see the three files on your S3 bucket. Okay, so you can also list the files uploaded to the S3 bucket by a CLI from uh, the EC2 instance command, which I am going to write. So let me do this here. So yes, I have in a command the ng, right, EC2 -2025. Now if you hit enter, you will see the files, or I can say the all files which are available in this particular bucket, right? If you remove this bucket, then you will see the list for the S3 buckets, and if you provide any bucket, then you will see the inside all the files which is available on the specific bucket, right? So this is like a video where you can access the S3 through the uh, EC2 instance. And here what we have learned how we can create the role, and through the role we are going to provide the instance, and if any uh, like permissions we don't have specified, right? So we can go again the rule and edit the permission, and again come to the instance, refresh the instance, and this like a connection, right? So then you will able to do your operations through that permissions, right? So I hope you all are got it. So let's meet another video with the different labs. So thank you so much.